Hi. I do a thing every Friday where I talk about some music. Hi, friends. And because it's a special occasion, Christmas, I have decided to do some top 10 lists of the worst and the best Christmas songs ever. This week, we're going over the worst. Some ground rules before we go off. These generally should be in the Christmas canon. If they're not, then they are exceptionally bad, or they're a part of a Christmas canon that's not really, like, ours, but is maybe more regional. Like, the UK, every year, there is some fierce competition for Christmas number ones. Like, throughout the 70s, throughout the 80s, throughout the 90s even, bands were really gunning to get a Christmas number one. There's a very funny story about that I'll get to in the best list, but there are some songs that, if a Brit watches this, they're like, yeah, that's a song everybody knows. But Americans are like, what the fuck? Who is this? Yeah. Covers don't really count. What I mean by this is that, like, if a cover of a song that is in the Christmas canon is awful, people aren't gonna listen to it. Like, if it's Michael Bublé covering White Christmas, that's whatever. That's basically identical to Bing Crosby's version. You know, it is a complete substitute. If it's a cover that replaces the original, it kind of depends. Like, Ariana Grande has a cover of Last Christmas that is terrible. That cover is absolute dog shit. But nobody's gonna listen to it, because the original is right there, and it doesn't really exist in the popular conscious. Generally speaking, I'm gonna go with the original, but it doesn't really matter. If you prefer somebody else's version of a song here, or if you think somebody has a worse version that is a cover, it's whatever. Let me know. Talk about it. Drive engagement. Some of these songs are funny bad, some of these songs just suck. We'll get there, when we get there. And I'm not including traditional Christmas music. To me, Christmas music is distinctly capitalist instead of actually, like, Christian. Like, obviously it's a Christian holiday that's really a pagan holiday that Christians just slapped a new label on. But, like, to me, Christmas music started in the late 40s in the post-war US when Christmas became a big financial thing. And so that's the kind of Christmas music we're talking about. I don't really care about hymnals. I'm not talking about that. Next up. So first up on the list, Eartha Kitt's Santa Baby. This song is actually pretty cute. My main gripes with it are, one, Santa is not sexy. There's a lot of things with Santa. There's a lot of different interpretations of Santa, some of which do have some sex appeal. I'm not gonna deny that. But in terms of Santa in, like, the popular consciousness in the 60s and the 50s, no. The jolly old elf Santa? No. Buff Russian Santa? But jolly old elf American Santa? No. The song makes more sense when you realize, oh, she's talking about a sugar daddy as Santa, and that makes it cute. But the song still barely works, and nobody ever can make a good cover of this song. Nobody can play with the cuteness and toyness of this song other than Eartha Kitt. And nobody should try. And partially because of how many people have tried, the song's at number 10. Number 9, Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time. I gave a full listen to this song the other day, and I was like, actually, I don't hate this. If I'm at a supermarket and it comes on once in a blue moon, I'm like, oh, this song. If it's played nonstop, I'm going to kill someone. But that's true of a lot of Christmas music. The main issues here are that this is when Paul McCartney was experimenting with synths, and he would kind of drop it, or at least not see success with synths as he went on. If you want to hear some more of Paul McCartney's experimentation with synths, listen to Temporary Secretary. But no, mostly Wonderful Christmas Time is just a nothing of a song. If it was a minute shorter, it wouldn't have been on this list. Cliff Richard's Christmas Time, Mistletoe and Wine. If you're an American, you're thinking, who the hell is Cliff Richard? So, in the 50s, before the Beatles, a bunch of people wanted to be Elvis, and the most successful of the people who wanted to be Elvis, in the UK at least, was Cliff Richards. So, this was made in the 80s, and just kind of sucks. Like, it sucks in the way a lot of bland 80s songs suck. Which is why, like, I have it here. I don't hate it more than I hate a lot of, like, adult contemporary boomer songs from the 80s. But it still sucks. That's all I really have to say. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. So, most of y'all know the Jackson 5 version, but if you listen to Jimmy Boyd's version, which as best I know is the original, it goes very slow. It's not interesting or sexy or, like, fun. I don't understand what the point of this song fundamentally is. It's kind of doing something similar with Eartha Kitt's song, where it's like, oh, Santa Claus is actually your dad. Haha, that's cute. This kid doesn't understand what's really going on. But, like, that's not a part of the song, and, like, it's a weird concept. I just don't get it. Stop objectifying Santa like this. This one brings me so much joy. Dominic the Donkey. If I heard this song more than once in a row, I would be very upset. But if I listen to this song once in a blue moon, I've got the biggest smile on my face. Now, this song, if you don't know it, is about an Italian Christmas donkey, which are 3 words that can make sense on their own. Italian Christmas? Sure. Italian donkey? Sure. Christmas donkey? What? Italian Christmas donkey? What? And just, the song is very stupid in ways that make it bad. I'm not gonna deny it, but also in ways that make it really funny. This dodged being in the bottom 5 because, for me at least, the joke has yet to wear out. And part of that's because I'm not in New York or New Jersey, where this song is actually, like, played around Christmas. Yeah. Comedy Christmas songs, as the top 5 will show, tend to be pretty bad, because Christmas is a holiday where you do the same thing over and over again, and it's a holiday about nostalgia, and most jokes are only funny once or twice. On to something that's not funny and not very fun. Baby It's Cold Outside. Jesus Christ. Do I even want to talk about this fucking song? Like, people have tried to make it work outside of the very 50s, like, oh, I can't. I don't want to be with you, but actually I do. And I'm not saying what I really mean, because women don't do that. If a woman tells you no, you should keep going after them. Because that's the point of the song. If you don't have that, the song makes no sense. And I'm just sick of talking about it. I don't like hearing it. The song itself isn't good enough to where it's like, yes, we should have this discussion to see if we want to keep this beloved Christmas classic. It's not even a very good song. And the discourse and the data gender stuff, just, no, we don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. Speaking of things we don't need, Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Who asked for this? This song is corny as hell, and not corny in like a cute way, or in a fun way, or in a funny way. Like country music does that, where it's funny in a corny way. Or like it's corny, but it's meant to be a little silly. Like I'm thinking of A Boy Named Sue, Johnny Cash. Love that song, classic song. Where it's like, oh, haha. Or it's like a very silly story that has a point of like, no, I named you Sue because I wanted you to be tough. And then Johnny Cash is like, man, I never thought of it that way, Dad. I think I'm gonna name my kid absolutely anything but Sue. Are you crazy? Which is kind of corny, but also that's a good joke. The joke here is just Grandma got run over by a reindeer, and they have nothing to do but say that over and over again, and it's not very funny the first time. Why? 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 I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Christmas is for kids, you know? Most holidays are for kids. Halloween is largely for kids. Easter, largely for kids. Christmas, for kids. Kids shouldn't sing Christmas songs. That goes for Alvin and the Chipmunks, too. I should have put them on this list. To be honest, I was debating whether or not to put Eartha Kitt on there, and right near the end, I saw Christmas Don't Be Late, and I was like, in my YouTube recommendations, and I was like, shit, I should have put that on here. But then I realized, well, technically speaking, there's some important scientific things that this guy did with figuring out recording technology, so I'll say it's not on this list because of that, okay? So, I guess that's the reason why this song, sung by a kid that is very annoying, is on this list. And, Christmas Don't Be Late isn't. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Good God. Good God. Good God. Okay, first of all, look at this fucking album art. Look at this art. It's because, like, it looks like a... Second off, I listened to a version of this that is sung by an adult doing a falsetto voice that I just hate. And the whistling is just... Ugh. I even listened to a version from Nat King Cole. And then I realized something. Even Nat King Cole can't make this song good because this song, in concept, is just stupid. Cause just, if you're not singing it with with a lisp because you don't have your 2 front teeth, the comedy's not there, but it's not a funny joke, so what's the point of this song? I'm just... my soul is hurt. But something can rejuvenate it. And that one thing isn't just one thing. No, it's a group. It is a new group. That's right. It is New Kids on the Block with funky Christmas. This shit is entirely an ironic jam for me, but it is a jam. This shit is so funny, and it is ass. Watch Funky Christmas, and you're gonna have a good time. Unlike the #1 spot, which is a very bad time. Christmas is supposed to be a good time. It's supposed to be a time of family, a time of love, a time for remembering the glory days of the past, which is why country music kind of likes Christmas, you know? And so, you know, one of country music's biggest artists in the 70s decided to make some Christmas music. And when I tell you that John Denver did some Christmas music, you'd be like, oh, that's interesting. What songs did he make? Please, Daddy, don't get drunk this Christmas. What? Why? 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 Why, John? Why? All this song serves to do is remind me of how terrible Christmas is if you have an abusive or family that is being racked by drunkenness. And why? Why? I don't want that in my Christmas music. At least I don't want it with a hokey dokey country like, da da da, don't get drunk this Christmas. I don't want to see my mama cry. The actual lyrics. What the hell? What the hell? Why? 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 John! Mr. Denver. Can I call you Mr. Denver? What were you thinking? This isn't funny. This isn't funny. This kid has a father with alcohol issues. He passes out under the tree, and then the kid looks back when his mom sends him upstairs, and his mom's just crying. What the hell? This isn't funny. This isn't cute. It doesn't make me want to celebrate Christmas. It just makes me feel bad. I'm straight up having a bad time right now. All right. With that, I'm done with the PowerPoint. See you all next week for a good time with the best Christmas songs